Right, good morning, welcome back. Now today will hopefully be the last day of cleaning and refurbishing components so that I can start assembling everything back into the rear end of the bike. So with pretty much all this stuff almost ready to start assembling, complete exhaust system, including all the clips, brackets and accessories, the swing arm and linkage, the rear wheel, chain and sprockets, and even the mount bracket for the belly pan. But there are still a few bits to be cleaned up. The shock absorber, so it can temporarily be put back in the bike. This little mud flap that goes in front of it to protect everything. The link bolts that go through all the short link mechanism, they've got to be cleaned up. And of course, the bike itself. I can't go putting all that lovely shiny stuff in this skanky, filthy hole. So there's an awful lot to prepare here, and that's what today's going to be about. Firstly, this heat shield needs cleaning up and mounting properly. And this, and this, and all this in here needs cleaning out properly. And one more thing, the caliper and bracket. Caliper can wait till later, but the bracket itself lives down inside the swing arm, so I can't assemble it unless it's clean. So strip these two apart and clean the bracket. So there we are, a long day ahead of housekeeping and final preparation before the big push to put it all back together. Let's do it. Oh, and by the way, yes, I did say reassemble the factory shock absorber back into the bike, but it's temporary, as I said. I can't find the one that I want yet, and the way the bike's designed, this can be swapped over later on while it's all in situ. It just unbolts, drops out the bottom, and a new one bolts in. I want to take a little more time to find the right one for the bike, but for now, I just need something to stand everything on. So this, for today, will get cleaned up and go back in temporarily. Right, this is a little heat shield and it has to come out to be cleaned and clean behind it, and it's only held on by one remaining pot rivet from the factory. Before I drill that last remaining pot rivet out, I'm going to take the obvious precaution. Right behind it here, this is the petrol tank, a plastic petrol tank. So I'm going to take a piece of sheet metal, slide it up the back of the heat shield, right up behind the rivet as well, so when I push the drill bit through, I don't poke a hole in my fuel tank. Right, okay, final job of the day. Everything's clean. Those 3 holes, they had pop rivets in. That won't do. I'm going to put screws in them instead. So I want to see if they're thick enough to screw something into. I don't want to be able to put nuts on the back of them because you can't get anything up the back there at all. I need to thread them into that metal plate. This is a welded plate across the frame. Check the thickness of it with a caliper, and that plate is a full 3mm thick. So that's thick enough by all means to hold an M5 thread. I'll tap those through first and then cut 3 M5 screws down so that they're short enough to get a full thread all the way through and stay put with a bit of thread lock, but at the same time, not so long they punch a hole in a petrol tank. Let's get on with that. Right, that's it. Nothing else left to restore or refurbish. We're ready to go. So join me in the next video for a complete reassembly of the rear end with clean hands. I'll see you then.